So we're talking about Avengers Endgame spoilers here. So if you haven't seen the movie, click away, mute me, run far away, go see the movie and then come back. Cue opening title. So this is going to be a long one, but before we start, thank you for watching. Let me know your favorite scene in Endgame down below in the comment section. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button to see more videos like this one. Now let's talk about the spoilers from Endgame. So that Hawkeye opening scene, huh? I think I was repeating "oh no, oh no, oh no" in my head the whole time. And that scene right there was all I needed to justify him becoming Ronin. In fact, this movie made up for his absence in Infinity War in a very good way. On a second note, the little moments they gave Nebula really developed her character in a great way. Her and Tony bonding and playing, and then her compassion with the food and then the oxygen running out really gave a lot more depth to Nebula that I never thought I'd see. Because Marvel has had years to build up on these characters, those little moments go a really long way. Anyway, as many thought, Captain Marvel ended up saving the day and rescuing Tony and Nebula, bringing him back to Earth. And quite frankly, I think they used her very well in this movie. I wasn't sure how they were going to navigate her superpowers in this movie, but they seemed to do it pretty well, and she was used when she needed to be used. We saw her against Thanos twice, both were legit, but we'll get there. Can we just talk about that Thanos death scene though? Thor finally went for the head and it was glorious. But let's talk about Thor. I'm sorry, he was my least favorite character of this movie. I understand he was broken, suffering from PTSD, distraught, lost his family, lost half of the Asgardians, and even more than that. But it just wasn't that funny to me. The initial setup was pretty hilarious, and then it kind of just kept going and it started to lose momentum for me. But I did like how the decimation affected each of the main heroes differently. We had a lot of emotional journeys that we could follow, especially after that 5-year time jump. I mean, I can literally say everyone in the audience gasped. And it was great. To get a universal reaction like that, Endgame did its job and it did it well. Oh, and back to Thor, I like how he did kind of become an honorary member of the Guardians of the Galaxy now. That should be interesting. Oh, and that strategic marketing, that's impressive. They kept this whole aspect of Thor out of the marketing, and that's pretty cool. In fact, so much trailer misdirection, and I love that. I really just wish more movies would do that. They definitely changed Black Widow's hair in some of the scenes. They added clips that weren't even in the movie, and on top of that, they digitally removed some characters from scenes altogether. Oh, while on that topic, Professor Hulk, I would have loved to see the process of how that union was achieved, but it was still so cool just seeing Bruce Banner's personality and his jokes coming out of the Hulk's body. He had some really great comedy moments. The scene with the tacos at the diner, when they first experiment with time travel, and Ant-Man's aging scene. Banner's just like, time travel. Speaking of which, time travel, huh? Love it. Everyone's already said this enough, but the Back to the Future-ness of it was bloody brilliant. It's like, what haven't the Avengers done yet? Manipulate time? Let's do it. It was great to have them visit those big pivotal moments in the past and just really play with them and see them from different perspectives. Nebula knocking out Star-Lord, Tony, Banner, Ant-Man, and Captain America in the big battle in New York, and then Banner pretending to be an angry Hulk. The best was probably the Operation Steel Tesseract and Scepter though. From Cap saying, "Hell Hydra," to Cap fighting himself and him saying, "I can do this all day," and Cap being like, "Yeah, I know." Tony got to share this wonderful moment with his father, and I think it was a really good overarching journey for his character as a whole. Also, I have no idea why they didn't just go back in time and get more of the Pym particles in the first place, but whatever. Plus, if they had, we would have missed out on the Tony dad moment, and then the moment foreshadowing Captain America's departure with the Peggy encounter. Oh, and let's also talk about Loki and Gamora. They have creatively revived them and brought them back into the MCU. And I'm glad they're back. But we're all in agreement that those two timelines split off, right? Right? One with no Loki and then one with no Gamora. But who cares? That's not the timeline we're in anyway, right? Moving on, Black Widow and Hawkeye go to the Soul Stone planet. I have no idea what it's called. And damn it, Black Widow really died. I honestly was not expecting that, especially with spending so much time with her in the opening. I definitely expected Hawkeye to do it. But to be honest, I did feel like something was missing from that scene. Like when Gamora died at that same exact spot in Infinity War, I was floored. But I think it was kind of because they just packed up and moved on so quick. Mind you, they had to keep going and get the Infinity Stones to undo the decimation as fast as they could. And then shortly after, Thanos launched this all-out rage attack on the Avengers base. But her death just seemed to be shadowed by the following scenes, and I wasn't too happy about that. There should have definitely been more than just a short moping scene of them at the lake. I just feel like it was brushed under a little too quick, and I really wanted to take a moment to feel that pain. But this death did just actually show there's peril and things are really at stake in this movie, and I really enjoyed that. That's what I say sometimes lacks in other Marvel movies. This one just really hit the mark when it comes to like the true desperation of each of the characters and them really trying to get these stones. Anyway, let's talk about that final battle scene, dude. Dude? It's the camera. Aw, you guys are my friends. My only friends. Anyway, let's talk about that final battle scene though. Holy goose monkeys. That was epic. Okay, let's go down the list. That assault on the Avengers base scared the crap out of me. Like I thought people were dead. Now that was a devastating moment. And when Nebula hoodwinked the team, that was definitely not on my radar. Next, the battle with Iron Man, Thor, Captain America versus Thanos. That was amazing. But did Thor get weaker when he gained weight? And what's the full extent of Thanos' power? It just seemed like here he was strong and like a lot stronger than he was in Infinity War to be able to take on Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor. But it was still such a great fight, and it wasn't enough to take me actually out of the story. Oh, and let's not forget Captain America picking up Thor's hammer. We got this teased many movies back in Age of Ultron, and to see it finally happen, the crowd roared. I am not kidding. And again, those moments that we universally feel, all of these people that do not know each other in one theater cheering together at one moment. This is what Marvel did, and that's why this is so amazing. Seeing him whipping it around and then using his shield in combination with it, oh my god, it was great. That was like favorite scene number 2 for me. I bet let's talk about favorite scene number 1 real quick. So the snap was reversed, and everyone, literally every hero, comes marching in through Doctor Strange's portals. It was such a powerful moment, like I'm legit getting chills just talking about it. I have no idea how Marvel is ever going to top that in future movies. I just really don't. It was just an unforgettable moment. Then we see Captain Marvel and Thanos fight again. He goes in a headbutter and it's just like clink. Nothing. She doesn't even flinch. I hope I'm not spoiling for anyone in my apartment complex. Whoops! But he knocks her down with the Power Stone, and then we get one of the most heart-wrenching superhero death scenes since Logan. Tony got the Infinity Stones from the Gauntlet, and he snapped Thanos and his minions away. And it destroyed his body. Iron Man dies. And man, it was tough. Iron Man started the universe, so it had to be him to sacrifice himself to save the universe. And then Pepper comes to him and she doesn't say one of those cliche things that gets said in every other movie. She says what Tony and only Tony would need to hear. We're going to be okay. They had his funeral, and it was so cool to see each group of heroes with their crew and kind of just panning to each of those groups as we saw them mourning over Tony's death. It just felt so real and such a satisfying ending to this journey all the way from 2008 from Iron Man. And I just had no idea they would do it so tastefully well. That's not all though. Captain America said his farewell too. I had a feeling he wasn't coming back, and the way that he looked at Peggy when he saw her in the past and how he kept looking at that damn picture, I knew he was gonna come into the quantum realm and probably not come back, but I had no idea they were gonna pull the, hey look, I'm old and sitting over here because I knew you guys were gonna be here at this point in time in history. And I've already lived my full life and now I'm old, and here's my shield, Falcon, and I got married and spent a life with Peggy. It was so much packed into that one moment, and it felt so powerful. And that is beautiful. The writers and the Russo brothers really brought something amazing to life. We had a world literally built in the MCU. We know these characters inside and out, and Their journey has been established for years. So the little subtleties of Nebula and her character arc, of Professor Hulk and his battle with his internal demons, and Black Widow finally calling this team a family. We've seen this family grow, we've seen them come close, we've seen them split, we've seen them come back. And as I mentioned in previous reviews about this movie isn't perfect by any means. There are plot conveniences and plot holes and just things that kind of make sense but kind of don't. But it doesn't matter because this cinematic universe has been created, and this cinematic universe as a whole is definitely a masterpiece. This has never been done before, and I don't even know if it's ever going to be able to be done again. Not at least to this extent. And for them to provide us with such a satisfying ending, like if this franchise were to end with this movie, I can confidently say I would totally be fine with that. I've spent my entire 20s with this group of superheroes. That blows my mind. So I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you, Marvel. Thank you for creating the MCU and really giving us something that I've dubbed as an experience. It's not just going to a movie with the MCU, it's having that full experience of seeing these characters grow and seeing this bookend. So thanks. All right. And that's all the spoilers I felt like talking about. Thanks for making it to the end, especially if you made it this far. Good grief, this was a long video. Comment below with your favorite scenes in Avengers Endgame. I would love to hear it, and if you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe, and if you like even more, hit that little notification bell to be alerted anytime I upload any new videos. But until next time, shine on, you crazy. I'm so freaking tired. Diamonds.